Have you ever wondered how the same housing market can feel completely different depending on where you are? In one part of the country, buyers are fighting over listings, and in another, homes sit for weeks with price cuts, just like here in Colorado Springs. Same year, same nation, two very different stories. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jeff Ryder with Keller Williams, and welcome to the August monthly market report. This month, we're diving into what I call the tale of two markets, plus the outlook for mortgage rates. You know, a couple years ago, the story was almost identical everywhere in the nation. Homes sold fast, bidding wars were common, and prices rose quickly. But what about today? Well, it really depends entirely on where you live. In the Northeast and Midwest, inventory is still tight. Homes move quickly and price cuts are rare. In the South and West, including Colorado Springs, inventory has grown above pre-pandemic levels. More homes are on the market. That means more sellers than buyers, slowing sales and leading to more price reductions. In fact, in the past 7 days, look at these numbers. We've had 395 new listings and 614 price reductions in Colorado Springs. So here's why that opening question matters. Imagine somebody selling in Florida, where buyers currently hold more power, and then moving to New York, where sellers are in the driver's seat. Without professional guidance, they'll carry the expectations from one market into a completely different one. And of course, that's where we step in, setting up realistic expectations based on what's happening nationally, not just locally. The foundation of these differences is, of course, inventory, the number of homes for sale. Nationally, we're still at about 13% below pre-pandemic levels, but zoom in and that contrast is sharp. Texas is up 32%, Florida 29%, while Virginia remains more than 30% below. That, of course, explains why prices are cooling in some areas and staying firm in others. Overall prices nationwide are still 55% higher than 5 years ago. Some hot markets have dipped 3 to 4% year over year, but that's not a crash, it's just a correction after such rapid growth. Looking forward though, most forecasters suggest a flat to slightly negative growth this year, signaling a stabilizing market, and I think we can definitely feel that. In Colorado Springs, check this out. Our inventory of homes for sale continue to rise with just over 4,200 for sale. That's 28% more than last year. 1,555 homes went under contract, which is more than last year, but still lags behind 2020, 21, 22, and 23. The time it's taking to sell a home in Colorado Springs is 39 days, which is great, but it doesn't take into account the 25% of homes that go on the market and don't sell. Now, when we're out there with buyers, it's not unusual to see homes on the market for 60, 90, and over 100 days. It's pretty common right now, actually. All right, so let's talk about mortgage rates. Since the start of the year, the 30-year fixed rates have held steady between 6.5% to 7%. That's higher than most people would like, but the good news is it's actually been pretty steady. If you're looking for a bright spot, experts are calling this one of the calmest stretches in recent history, and stability helps both buyers and sellers. So looking ahead, most forecasters suggest rates could gradually ease towards the low sixes, maybe in the high fives. I've heard this before, but don't expect a sudden drop. Rates climb quickly and fall slowly. But you know what? Even a small decline still makes a big difference. On a $400,000 loan, a quarter point drop saves about $66 a month, and a half point about $130 a month. And for a lot of families, that's enough to bring them back into the market. So of course, affordability is still the biggest challenge, driven by home prices, rates, and wages. Prices have leveled off, rates may ease, and wages are starting to inch up. Taken together, that all points towards a gradual improvement, but man, it's hard to be patient. Well, everybody, that's the August monthly report. To recap, the U.S. housing market is really two markets: tight inventory in the Northeast and Midwest, growing inventory in the South and West, to include Colorado Springs, of course. Prices are stabilizing and mortgage rates remain calm with a chance of slight relief ahead. I hope these insights help you with your buying and selling plans, and as always, if you want to see how this affects your specific plans, give me a call and let's see what your next best move should be. I'm Jeff Ryder with Keller Williams, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next month.